What's up guys, Simply Coco here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a speed build in The Sims 4. So today, as you can tell by the title, we are building a tiny home for a plant sim. This ends up being a tier 2 tiny home. It definitely could have been a micro home, but since I put this like small porch area out front, it ended up being 42 tiles, so it's technically a tier 2 tiny home, but very small living space on the interior. But yeah, so I don't know if I've said this in a video yet, but I'm officially a YouTube partner. I got approved like 2 days ago now, I think. So if you don't know what that means, basically I am going to start getting paid for my content because ads will be added to my content. So yeah, so thank you to everyone who's ever watched any of my videos, especially my subscribers. Thank you so much for your continued support. I'm really excited for all the things that are going to be coming to my channel here in hopefully the near future. But yeah, just thank you guys so much. I am super excited for this, and it's not necessarily all about the money. I genuinely enjoy doing this, but being able to make money doing something you love is always a plus. So just thank you guys so much for making this possible. But as you can see, we are the shell of the house is pretty much, you know, done. There's nothing else to do to it now. I'm just making a sort of like interesting entranceway with some platforms and stairs. I used some debug like stick looking limb things to kind of make it look like the railing to the stairs. I'm gonna later on go back and add some like broken fence pieces to make it look like those three things are connected, just because it looked weird, just those three like posts standing there by themselves. And then I wanted to incorporate that more around the place, so I think I put one there, and I might put some more somewhere else as well. I just wanted this to look very much so a part of the nature of the surroundings. If you can't tell, I am building in the world of Henford-on-Bagley, which came with Cottage Living. So this build is going to be pretty hard for you to download if you don't have Cottage Living, and of course if you don't have the new pack. Most of the landscaping is from Cottage Living Debug. As a matter of fact, I think all of the landscaping is Cottage Living Debug. It's either all the landscaping is either Cottage Living Debug or base game. But and then I do add the poohoo bush from, I think it's Get Together. There's a few, we have a few like poohoo bushes. I don't think that's what they're actually called, but Deligracy calls them poohoo bushes. It's the bushes that your Sims can like woohoo in, and they can use the bathroom in, they can nap in them. I use one of them, but I don't remember if it's from Get Together, because we do have a few. And the reason why I used it is because I wasn't gonna say this, but I forgot to put a bathroom in this build. I was completely done with it, and I was like, something's missing. And it was a bathroom. So I put a poohoo bush, and then I put an outdoor shower. I used the one that came with Island Living, which I think in this case it kind of works, because this is kind of like a fantasy build. If you don't know, this house is for a plant sim. So plant sims are another occult type in The Sims. You can't make a plant sim in cast though. Your sim has to like transform into a plant sim. You can do it through cheats, you can do it through MC Command Center, but like I don't know how to do it through gameplay. So if you know how to become a plant sim through gameplay, let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll do a short little let's play with the plant sim. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, if you know how to become a plant sim through gameplay, definitely let us know down in the comments. But otherwise, you can use MC Command Center to turn your sims into plant sims. But basically, they're just sims that are green. Literally, their skin tone is green. So I guess you could technically make a plant sim in Create a Sim, just make their skin tone green, but they wouldn't technically be plant sims yet. Like, just because you make their skin tone green in cast, that doesn't automatically make them a plant sim. They still have to like become a plant sim. But anyway, Since this was a really tiny home and literally all of the lots in Hinford on Bagley are huge. This is actually one of the smaller ones. I think this is a 30 by 20. Yeah, this is a 30 by 20, but all the rest of the lots in Hinford on Bagley are like 50 by 40s. Like they're huge. The only other small ones are in the like town area, but I don't build there very often. So since this was a pretty big lot and this house was small, instead of just having a bunch of greenery everywhere, I decided to go ahead and add a pond. You know, since the pond tool did come with the update before cottage living, I just thought it felt right to put a pond on this lot. That was me putting the little like fence pieces there on those posts to make it look like they're connected. Yeah, putting a bunch of dirt around. I don't put a lot of places for the sim to plant things. I do put some planters in the, I don't want to call it a backyard because it's not really a backyard, but behind the house I do put a few planters. I was gonna say a lot, but it's really not a lot. I just put a few planters back there, because you know, I imagine that the plants that I end up cluttering the house with, he or she, you know, technically would have planted those as well. Sorry, the dogs are like playing in there on top of a little, I don't know what you call it. It's like a little bag that we got for our cat because he likes to play with plastic bags. So we got him like this bag that's like shaped like a dinosaur. I don't know. It's like an actual cat toy though. But they were playing on top of that and it was making a lot of noise. So sorry if you heard that. Yeah, so we're in the interior now, working on the kitchen. It took me a while to figure out, excuse me. It took me a while to figure out what I was gonna do with the kitchen. I struggled with where to put things. And I still am. I think I just figured it out off camera. But I ended up moving the, what do you call that? The refrigerator. That way they had plenty of space to cook. What I ended up doing is I imagine the plant sim would probably be a vegetarian, so they probably wouldn't need a stove top. So what I did is I just gave them the little toaster oven. So anything that Sims can cook in an oven, they can cook in the toaster oven, but your sim won't be able to make anything that needs a stovetop. So hopefully if you play out the storyline of this being a plant sim and it's a vegetarian, then hopefully they won't need a stovetop. I'm sure there's some things that they would need a stovetop for, but hopefully it'll be okay. So small little dining space next to the couch, literally just for a one-seater. Your sim should be able to get to that just fine. That couch is from Eco Lifestyle, just because I was, you know, I was going for a very rustic style, I guess, mixing a lot of different furniture, making it look very DIY. Maybe the plant sim built this house on this lot themselves from, you know, just like literally cut down trees and built it themselves. But this is the bedroom. I struggle with what's going to go in the bedroom for a while. I'm going to do that and come back to it because I started this build one day, and then I started this build before Blooming Rooms kit came out, and then obviously since it wasn't out, I had to stop building it and then come back. So this is finally when I got the kit, and you can see all the new objects here. And I'm literally pretty much the rest of the build is me going around and placing stuff from the Blooming Rooms kit. I love that object. The plants coming out of like the tea boxes on a like little shelf. I love that. I just wish the shadow on it wasn't so bad. Like if you try to put that shelf object in the interior of your builds, it's going to basically turn black because the shadow is so bad. I don't know why they would do that. Like, yeah, it looks cute outside, but why wouldn't you make that, you know, why wouldn't you make it to where you can put that on the interior? That doesn't make any sense, but I'll save that for later because I am going to actually, right after I do this voiceover, I'm going to record a review / kind of build by overview. I'm going to put my build by overview and overall review of the pack into one video. So I'm going to record that right after this. So I'll leave my opinions, I guess, or my critiques for that video. But I will go ahead and say this is a really, really great kit. There's some things missing, but again, I'll get into that in the next video. So catch that tomorrow. Yeah, still just placing a whole bunch of stuff from the pack. I'm dealing with putting this here with the tool mod, but I end up moving it anyway because I don't like that the legs on it are so warm compared to everything else around. So I ended up just hiding it somewhere. This object I love. It obviously wasn't going to fit inside, but I was just trying to use as many objects from the pack as I could. So I tried to make it look like kind of like an extension of the house that maybe the plant sim made and they just kind of put plants there. It's cute. And then I realized that I needed to put like actual planters and stuff on this lot. So this was me trying to make room to do that. And I put a little path to behind the house, adding more shelving because I was like, this place is not cluttered up enough with plants. And then when I got to this point, I was like, wait a minute. Yes, this is the Blooming Rooms kit, but there's other plants in the game already. So then finally I take off the Blooming Rooms kit filter and I start using other plants that are just already in the game from other packs and base game. Because I was like, why am I only using Blooming Rooms kit? It's just going to be a repeat of all the same things, but in different swatches. But at the end of the day, I still don't end up using very many other plants from other packs. Because the rest of this shelving unit over here is going to get cluttered with other clutter, not necessarily plants. And same with the clutter on the kitchen shelves. It ends up being more clutter and not necessarily plants. I did add one base game plant on the top. Sorry if you're getting a little bit dizzy. This build only took me like an hour and 45 minutes to build total, so I didn't have to speed it up that much, and I only sped it up 775 times when I usually do 8 to 850, sometimes even 900, depending on how long it took me to build something. So I could have slowed it down even more, but I just didn't see the need for this build to be over any more than 15 minutes long since it's a tiny home. But yes, especially, and then also since a lot of it is just me cluttering it and finding out where to put stuff from the new kit and all of that. Speaking of the new kit, I do have I've been talking about a surprise coming over on my Twitter. So if you're not following me, go follow me because you'll want to. I'm not going to give away what the surprise is, but I've been having trouble finding what I need to find in order to actually go through with the surprise. So, and calling it a surprise is a really big... Surprise is too big of a word for what I'm actually doing. It's just I'm having trouble finding what I need in order to go about doing it. But keep a lookout on my Twitter to find out what that's going to be. Yeah, so we're back in the bedroom. So I figured, you know, we do have to have some actual like practical gameplay things in here. So I thought the best thing for that would be a computer. So I gave them a small desk with a laptop instead of a full computer. And then a dresser from Tiny Living. This is me doing the back area. That's where I put the outdoor shower from Island Living. And then we're just going to do up the itty bitty pond a little bit. And after that, guys, the screenshots are going to start rolling. I do realize now that I didn't put any lighting outdoors. So sorry about that. It's going to be a little dark at night, but you can add some because this build is already up on the gallery. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. The screenshots are about to start rolling. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will always respond to your comments. And please hit that notification bell. That way you know exactly when I post my next video, exactly when I post it. And I will see you all then. Bye, guys.